Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. For over 5 years, almost 6 years now, I have been speaking into a webcam, not this exact webcam, because I have upgraded technology a couple times in 6 years, about how obvious, how needed, how historically important mastery loadouts, as they're calling it now, would be to the contest. And after years and years and years of begging, we finally got a version of it in Battlegrounds. 4 units. It felt like a cash grab because it was a cash grab. It felt like it was trying to take advantage of the most competitive players, because it is trying to take advantage of the most competitive players. But what about everybody else? I know plenty of people that don't do any Battlegrounds fights, not even one per day. And that brings us to this post about, well, the masteries. Mastery loadouts have arrived. One of the most requested features has at last. When Kabam uses the words at last, they know it is very much overdue. Mastery loadouts. Mastery loadouts are officially here and will be available to every summoner on April 1st, which is ironic because if they'd announced this, I think a lot of people, myself included, would say, oh no. Is this an April Fool's joke? April 1st? Why choose April 1st of all the days on the calendar? Well, apparently it's not an April Fool's joke. If Deadpool makes it a joke, I think this place would burn to the ground. Every summoner will be given 3 loadouts to use and customize as they see fit. This does not include the separate setups that can be purchased for Battlegrounds. They are entirely separate. I think that's smart. How will Mastery loadouts work? You will have 3 separate Mastery loadouts to name anything you like. You can customize each of them in any way that you would like with any masteries you have unlocked. Now, given how much I've been switching my masteries back and forth between doing arenas and doing Winter of Woe or Karina's challenges, this is especially important to me as well. After the current season is over on April 10th, if you want to set one of these loadouts as your Alliance War defense, there will be a checkbox for you to select to do so, and it'll show when placing your Alliance War defenders. To change any of the masteries of a specific loadout, you will just need to switch to that particular loadout and make any changes you want. If you still have masteries you would like to unlock, those costs for you will still apply to ensure you are stocked up on your Carb and Stony Mastery cores. The cost for switching between loaders will be a flat 35 units. That is remarkably cheap. Right now it costs me over 100 units every time I switch, and of course resetting and doing the painstaking. So this is like a 66% off deal, no matter what masteries are changing between loadouts. So that doesn't punish you for unlocking the more expensive masteries, of which there are a lot. It's easy if you've been playing this game as long as I have to forget how expensive it was to unlock those points, but my goodness, that's why I always tell people when they say, Prof, what should I spend my units on when I play the game first? Don't buy crystals, buy masteries. Buy cores. If you have cash, take advantage of core sales. That is the best way to get ahead in this game. And if you're watching this video, thanks for clicking on it, and you're wondering how to improve, masteries. It is just a no-brainer of no-brainers. As long as you have a loadout already set up, you will not need to place masteries individually. They will be done for you. I'm also getting someone at my door. I feel like I've never done this. I don't want to pause this rant. I gotta check 1 sec. Alright, I think we're okay. There was somebody who I think is just being a solicitor. But I'm not going to do soliciting. It's probably going to ring again. Right now. I probably need a sign that says no solicitors, to be honest. Mastery loadouts will officially arrive to the contest April 1st for the first week. Mastery loadouts are available from 1st through 5th. They will have free mastery costs, as well as no associated mastery loadout costs. That's, again, a genius, great idea. A fantastic pro player move that is strictly designed to make sure people can't complain about costs while also experimenting. I might experiment a little bit. Why not? Make like a no recoil masteries, full recoil masteries, hybrid of both. Or maybe, I think my third layout will probably be what I do in Battlegrounds, and that's do a heavy Mystic Dispersion. Just for the months where that could apply. I don't see a negative to any of this. Besides the fact, of course, we had to wait until March 26, 2024. This also tells me that Kabam knows if they want this game to survive, they can't leave any shot unshot. As bad as that phrase is, they have ideas that they promised us that they just never got to. And when they were making so much money every month and they had a record amount of growth in the community, I think the growth is really the point. It was during the pandemic and they had so many people trying to play the game, it was tough to even keep up. And I was getting people coming by the channel every day like, Prof, I just downloaded this game. What would be your advice? I'm sure those people are still out there, but I hear from them very, very rarely. Now, sometimes they don't want to talk to me because they're worried that they're going to sound dumb because they don't know where to start, but that's why my channel exists. If you're watching this and you don't know where to start, that's why I started this channel, for the average player to figure out what the heck to do, because when I started this, I didn't know anything about masteries. We're going to jump into the game for the next part of this. I went to the masteries and I said, I like to attack. I like to use hits. So let's go to the masteries and just put everything in strength. Increase the attack of all champions by 6. That sounds fantastic. And then greater strength. Increase the attack of all champions by 1 point. I just put everything in strength and greater strength. Nothing else. My PI was terrible. My gameplay was terrible. And this was like for the first almost 2 years. I had so many incredible, kind people that took me in as a stray dog with no MCOC knowledge and just tried to help. And it took a lot because I was very ignorant as somebody who had not played a mobile game before and hadn't played a video game since the GameCube, of which many people watching this don't even know what the GameCube is. It's like talking about Pong or something. Galaga, maybe. Pac-Man. So, while I don't think people are going to be rushing to the game, nobody logs in now and goes, Alliance Quest? It's like Christmas morning. Golly gee. Nobody does that. But they do stick around because they've spent so much time, so much effort, and yes, so much money on an account. It's like investing in a car or a house and then just walking away from the house one day because you don't want to live there anymore. And you have all these memories and you have all these things tied to it. I was thinking today, one of the things that just is really exciting about the game, especially when it's a 6 or 7 star for those of you in-game players, but like when you get a 7-star Hulk and he is the champion you've really wanted, especially if it's out of a crystal. If it's a selector, it's nice, but usually just pay cash for those. But if you open like a random 7-star basic and you pull OG Hulk and then suddenly your brain starts spinning, you're like, oh man, I really want to rank him up, but I don't have any ISO, or I don't have any gold, or I'm missing a ton of rank up resources. So then it becomes kind of exciting, but also nerve-wracking to like save up the resources for Hulk. But that's part of what makes this game so great. When you have masteries that complement your new champions that you can toggle between, it just makes the new champion that much more exciting to play, especially if they're not recoil mastery friendly, or the opposite. Maybe they are, and you want to try them out. Kabam, well, I think we could all agree, including Kabam, that this probably is a couple years too late. It's better late than never. And hell froze over today in the MCOC community. I've been saying that until I see this, I'm not going to believe it. Well, we're still a few days away from April 1st, but for now, I see it, I believe it, and I'm so thankful.